Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Mend, Barefoot Physio D here in Parramatta, BC, Canada. So today we're going to use some mini bands. So if you have mini bands, go grab them. And if you don't, you can also use a exercise band and just wrap it around, make a loop. But I just got these in the mail. I was very excited. These are my exercise for injuries bands. They come in 5 tensions from extra light to medium to heavy to extra heavy. So these are great tools, and I love them in the clinic because they help to give people extra sensory information about where they're going if they've had an injury and their awareness about proprioception or joint position is decreased. So I love them. Check out exerciseforinjuries.com. This is where you can order the bands and all sorts of great things to aid your fitness, health journey, whatever that means for you. This is such a fun time. I love this project because we get to spread out information that empowers you to move with more confidence, move with more ease, move with less pain. Please share this out to people who you think could benefit. Okay, so if you're watching on replay, share this out. So I'm going to use the light band around my legs, and I'm going to use, well, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to use the light. This is light. This is extra light. So I'm going to use the light band around my thighs, and I'm going to use the extra light band as an anchor for my upper body. And the reason that I like to use bands both sides is it wakes up some patterns of muscular action that are below your conscious control. So they turn on when you put a stimulus on a certain part of your body. So it's a nice way of waking something up if you find a movement difficult. Now, I'm sitting on the floor. Sitting on the floor is not the easiest for a lot of my patients. So if you find this difficult, use something to lift your hips up. You could use a foam roller to sit on. You could use a block. You could use a ball. Whatever lifts you up, you could use a stool. But I'm gonna get right down on the floor because this first one is a hip opener to open up the groin. What I like people to do as well is to take the band and just pull it so that you're pulling it apart, and that's going to wake up your back a little bit. And then you're going to take your feet and put them together. So this is almost a balance exercise for many people, and for me, this is a tough one to get the hips open. I'm not hugely flexible in this position. So this is one that I work on. So what you want to do is you're going to pull apart the band at the top and push apart the band around your hips and hold it sitting as tall as you can for 2 breaths. I like my patients to hold these if they're new movements or if they're working into range. I like them to hold for at least 3 to 5 breaths so that your body feels the movement and isn't threatened by the movement, so that when you're breathing, that implies that you're safe to do it. So we're going to do it again. So you're going to pull open and push open. So what it would look like if you're on a stool, I'll bring the stool into the view here. Okay, is same action, pull apart, push apart. And if you're on a stool, you want to sit right on the edge and you want to be sitting up on your sit bones. And again, you're going to hold for 3 to 5 breaths. Pull apart. Another option, as you're just looking down, is to pull apart your band with your hands up like so. So it's getting more the back of the shoulder in a slightly different way. So it's just another option, but this is a nice one to get in your external rotators of your shoulder. Something else you can do too, if you find this tiring, is from this position, you can straighten the elbows and bend the elbows. Holding is always harder than moving. So if you're finding that holding is getting fatiguing, just give yourself permission to move in and out of the position. If this one is difficult, you could straighten one arm and you could straighten the other arm. So what you're doing is you're just making your trunk more active by using your arms with a base of support, which the band is, and I'm holding open and I'm feeling a little bit of a stretch here, but I'm feeling a lot of work in the outside of my hips. And that helps the groin to let go. So this is a really nice hip opener. It's butterfly for those of you who have done yoga. But it's a really nice one to start to open up the hips if you're feeling that you can't get on the floor to sit on the floor, or if your hips and your groin in particular are feeling restricted. It's a nice active opener. So that's number one. This is where the light band comes into play. This one in particular would be great for anybody who has a rotator cuff issue because you're using the back of the shoulder to help the front let go. It's a nice, safe one to do. And again, give yourself permission to move your elbows up or down, depending on your comfort level. These are great to do if you're sitting up watching Netflix, or if maybe you're on a meeting and your camera's off and you want to do something active. All right, so second exercise is one, this is again for the hips as well, for the gluteals. Both of these, or all of these exercises, kind of target the hip muscles quite a bit, and they also target your trunk muscles. So you're going to go to hands and knees. Again, I've got the band around my knees, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my foot, just I'm going to get so that the exercises for injuries can see me. I'm going to push my foot back with my foot flexed. So I'm just going to go a little bit further. There we go. You can see my foot being flexed. Then I'm going to come back into the screen. So the movement is just straight back, but I'm pushing against the band. And I'm going to get level, my leg level with my hip and back, so that I feel like my buttock is doing most of the work. If you lift higher, it's not wrong. It's just you're going to take it into your back muscles more. And if we want to wake up the hip muscles, which I like to do with this one, try to keep your pelvis level and just lift so that your hip is level with your back and your leg is level with your hip. They are such great exercise tools because they're small, they're compact, and they're just so versatile. You can use it for all sorts of things, guys. So if you type in exercise band workouts into the search bar on Healing Through Movement Facebook page, you'll come up with all sorts of hits. Lots of videos. All the videos we do are archived here. So I'm just going to do, usually like I get my patients to do repeats of this one, kind of 10 to 15. You want to feel like your muscles feel fatigued. And if they don't feel fatigued, either use a heavier band or do a few more repetitions. If you have to do more than 20 or 30 repetitions to feel some fatigue in your muscles, go to a heavier band. Fatigue perception can shift within a workout, never mind day to day or month to month. As you get stronger, you're going to notice that you're feeling less fatigued. So you want to make the workout harder or the resistance harder. We have to go through resistance to make our muscles stronger. And that always grows. That ability, if you're being consistent, you need to challenge it regularly. So every 2 or 3 weeks, check in. How am I feeling? If it's feeling easy, make it harder. Okay. So the last one I'm going to show you is a standing one. So this one is where you get a real hip burn. All right, so this one is targeting the lateral hips. And what you want to do is you want to keep your standing leg slightly bent and the knees kind of over the middle toes. You're going to tap out to the side 3 times. Then you're going to tap at an angle 3 times. Then you're going to tap behind you 3 times. Now you can also, as in the other one, you can do a pulling back. So you got the opposite arm forward. It's like you're pulling a bow, and you're holding that as you tap. So again, you're just making the body lift up a little bit higher as you tap. And then behind. So my working leg, I'm feeling my glute. I'm just tightening my glute, my buttock, gently as I push back. I like people to do 5 rounds of 3. You could also push your arms straight up. That's another option. You don't want to pat the head and rub the tummy at the same time. Now, what I really feel, you guys, is the hip on the standing leg. That one was resisting like crazy. So that's where I feel a lot of the burn. So let's go to the other side. So we'll do the bow and arrow. Okay, so we're going to tap 2, 3, and to the diagonal, 2, 3, and behind, 2, 3. And we're just going to go around the horn here. Now you can get creative and you could go to the front. You could tap to the front too. But the consistent factor is that this leg is staying still and over top, and try to keep your trunk facing ahead so that your pelvis and your chest are facing in the same direction. I'm starting to
You're breathing a little heavy over there.
harder. This is hard. So we'll do the overhead version with the arms. So again, 3 taps in each direction, and I'm really feeling work in this hip. Really great stuff. Now, another option, so you could take your lightest band, and what I really like is to do some holds here, again, to feel like you're making these muscles work in a way that they're happy to work. Often they don't like working when they're lengthened. So one nice isometric exercise, I always like people to do isometrics or holds to help the tendons at the side of the elbow or wherever you're getting tendon issues. If you push out like so that you're making the back of your forearm work, and then you straighten and bend, that's a really nice one. And if it feels hard here, do it lower. And you can do that, and then you can take one wrist out to the side and the other wrist out to the side. So those would be 2 that I would do. If those feel comfortable, I would do those about 3 or 4 times a day so that you're putting feel-good work into the tendons at the outside of your elbow. You know, moving your arms and legs away from your body is great. If you can do it with an external force, now you make muscle patterns turn on that are below your conscious control and help you to resist gravity better. So play around with where your arms are, right? You can do diagonals. Now, the bands only stretch so far, so be aware of that. And you should be able to comfortably open up. And if you can't with a small band, use a bigger band, which you can also get at exercise.
And remember to not let go with one hand, the one furthest away from you, because they do snap back. They can snap back.
Snap, and yeah, if you have kids, I always, when I have kid patients, I'm like, these are not slingshots. So that is always a rule. Tendons scream out to be loaded, you guys. If they're painful, rest does not make them better. You need to find a way to load them and make them work in a way that feels more comfortable. And it's okay if they're a little bit sore. Do some things that feel good afterwards, heat or ice, whichever feels good, gentle stretches. But you really want to be easy on the stretches and work them little and often. So several times a day at a light tension to start with. Guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many ways that you can use the bands, but I highly recommend them. They're one of my favorite tools, and you can add them to any exercise that you move your arms and legs around. Thank you for being here and sharing the time, because I know your time is precious. And please thank your body for everything it does for you every day.